Most people pick their workout split based on what's popular, not what actually builds the best physique. All right, today I'm going to be covering every major workout split from S tier to D tier and ranking them. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so the workout splits we have today is going to be push pull legs, upper lower, bro split, athlete hybrid, power building, Arnold, power upper lower, full body, and anterior posterior. All right, these are going to be the workout splits we're going to be working with today. So first, we have push pull legs. All right, push pull legs is a split I really love, especially for beginners. All right, this is a really good split if you're just starting out in the gym. You want to kind of get consistent with it. You want to find that balance. All right, now there's different ways to do push pull legs. You can go for 3 days, do push pull legs, or you can do 6 days, which I don't recommend at all, where you hit twice a week. And yes, hitting twice a week is going to maximize your frequency, it's going to build the muscle more. But the reason why I don't like doing push pull legs 6 days is just because it's not a really good split for maximizing frequency. All right, push pull legs is one of those splits that you use to just kind of be consistent in the gym and hit muscle groups without making it such a big deal of going to the gym. All right, those type of people who just want to go to the gym and kind of just go there on autopilot and not have to like over stress yourself, overthink about going to the gym, about, oh, I gotta track my calories, I gotta track my macros, I have to have this pre-workout before I go. They just kind of want it to be really simple. They just want to go to the gym, get like a 30-minute workout and leave. All right. So for those type of people who just want to knock out a quick workout for the week, be consistent, and just, people who are starting out at the gym, I recommend push pull legs to everybody. All right. So I'm gonna put this at B tier. This is really good for just beginning, your gym journey. Okay. So I recommend you just do it 3 times a week. All right. If you want to, up your frequency, I recommend you try one of these other splits I'm about to tell you. All right, so just stay tuned for that. So push pull legs is really good for beginners. Now we have the upper lower split. Now this will be a great split for your frequency. So what are the odds that it just like comes off? It comes right there as soon as we get done talking about push pull legs. Now this is really good for frequency. So if you're trying to focus on your frequency, upper lower is really good for this, because what upper lower does is you only have to go 2 times a week. So let's say you follow upper lower like you do push pull legs, like how I tell you, you only go 2 times a week technically. So you can easily up the frequency by just going 4 times a week, and you hit upper lower, rest, upper lower. That's easy frequency right there. All right, so I really recommend upper lower. You can do this 3 times a week too if you really want to up that frequency. But I recommend you don't go over 2. All right, but you can do 3 if you really want to take it next step further. All right, but upper lower is really good. Basically, what upper lower does is you on Monday you hit your full upper body. The next day you hit the full lower body. That's basically what you do for the upper lower split. All right, it's not that complicated. So this is really good for frequency. The only issue about upper lower that you don't get on push pull legs is that you don't get as much focus on the upper body muscles. All right, so what you can do is, if you want to fix that, you do upper lower upper, and then you do like a bodybuilding movement. All right, that's how you kind of fix that a little bit. All right, that's upper lower. Now we have the bro split. All right, I do not like this split at all. The reason why this split's not that good is because it really lacks frequency. All right, frequency is a big part in like bro, what's the point of going to workout to hit one muscle group? All right, like you go to workout to hit only one muscle group, like that's just a waste of time. Like yes, you're gonna make maybe a little bit of gains out of that, but it's not gonna be much. So the bro split's gonna be easy D tier for me. Basically, you hit one muscle group in a 5 day period. So Monday you hit like chest, Tuesday you might hit like biceps. It's stupid. All right, so this is D tier. I used to do this split when I first started, and I made no gains. That's why I could tell you for myself that this is not effective. Right, when I first started lifting, this was my split. It was terrible. I would hit like chest, shoulders, chest one day, shoulders one day, biceps another day, triceps another day, legs another day. It was so stupid. All right, so don't do the bro split. I recommend nobody does this split. It's terrible. All right, next we got the athlete hybrid. All right, I'm gonna put this at S tier, all right, because this is my favorite split to follow. All right, the reason why this split's so good is because it optimizes athleticism and just bodybuilding in general. So you're gonna be able to build a really good looking physique while being extremely athletic. And that's one of the issues about a lot of these other splits. They don't, or just bodybuilding in general, they don't focus on the athleticism part of things. All right, yes, they can make you more athletic. I mean, it's better to bodybuild than not bodybuild and just do nothing. But it's better to kind of get that athletic edge whenever you're using weights, lifting, or just being an athlete in general. All right, so The hybrid split, basically what this is it's a mix of training like an athlete and a mix of training like a bodybuilder. So Monday, for example, you will train your legs in an athletic way. So you'll be focused on trying to get as much power in your legs. You would do sprints, you would do plyometrics, you'll do box jumps. Then you might do some leg work like later on in the week. So maybe like Thursday, you will try to do like a bodybuilding leg day where you get your legs stronger. All right, so you combine both of those, you're gonna have some really powerful legs. It's gonna really help with your athleticism. And then like on Tuesday, for example, you're going to hit like an upper day. So like we do for the upper lower, you just hit a full upper day where you just hit your chest, shoulders, back, biceps, triceps, and then you can have another upper day. So you're really hitting a lot of frequency on this. You're gonna be having a really good frequency in your legs, trying to maximize athleticism, and you're also gonna be getting a lot of frequency in your upper body. So this is a really balanced, amazing split. So if anyone who's trying to maximize their athleticism, their strength, their aesthetics, this is the best split right here. All right, if you want to learn more about this, I talk about this all on my YouTube channel. All right, this is my favorite split to go with. All right, but that's the athlete hybrid split. If you want to learn more about how to implement this split and you want to learn how to maximize your strength, aesthetics, and athleticism all in one, I do have my program link, top link in the description, where we got more in depth into that. But for this specifically, just kind of understand that the athlete hybrid is going to focus on athleticism, strength, and aesthetics. Next, we have the power building split. All right, so I'm gonna put this in B tier. All right, I'm gonna put this over push pull legs because power building, if you want to build more power and strength, this really depends on your goals. If you're trying to become extremely strong, this is my favorite split. So if your goal is trying to get as strong as possible, I actually put this at S tier. But for most people, not everyone's trying to get as strong as possible. Only a few people. There's groups of people. Some people train there to look good. Some people train there to be more athletic. Some people train more. Some people train to be more stronger. But depending on your goal, this can easily be a S tier. All right. So basically, what the power building split is you just spend a whole day specifically trying to train like your bench press max. So if you're trying to get stronger at bench press, you spend a whole day just focusing on bench press. All right. This is gonna be heavy stuff right here. So the only downside to doing this is that you are gonna increase your chance of getting an injury like a lot more. But that just happens if you're lifting heavy in general. All right. So power building day, this is really good if you're just trying to maximize your deadlift, your squats, your bench. Okay, so you can do power building day if you're trying to maximize that. Now, if you're not trying to maximize that, if you're just trying to, maximize other areas, I would recommend you don't do this at all. Only if you're trying to get stronger at bench press, squats, and deadlifts. All right, and just trying to get stronger in general. Next, we got the Arnold split. Okay, so this split, I know you're probably wondering why I put this at C tier. It's not a really good split, okay? Arnold split is kind of a worse version of push pull legs, in my opinion. Okay, push pull legs is not the best either, but it's really good for balance. The Arnold split it doesn't hit the frequency as good as the push pull leg split, so that's why it's not over push pull legs or in B tier. All right, basically Arnold is going to be chest and back, shoulders and biceps, and then legs. Not shoulders and biceps, shoulders and arms, then legs. And the Arnold split, I just don't like that hit chest and back in the same day. Okay, because whenever you're doing a lift, you want to focus more on like certain muscles, right? If you're focusing on two big muscles like the back and the chest, you're not gonna be able to hit it as well as effectively as push pull legs, for example. I know we do that in upper lower, but at least with upper lower, we have better frequency. So push pull legs is gonna be better just because it has that edge where you can hit chest on one specific day and back on another specific day where you're gonna be able to use a lot more strength to build the muscle bigger. Okay, so for that reason, we're gonna be putting Arnold at C. All right, shoulders and biceps. I mean, I keep calling it biceps instead of arms. Shoulders and arms. That's a pretty good day for any split. You can always add a shoulders and arm day. All right, that's always really good because you're gonna be maximizing just this big area right here. And then legs. Legs is all right. No one likes to hit legs except the only reason why I would enjoy hitting legs is if I'm doing the athlete hybrid split because then you're actually getting athletic. Next, we have the power upper lower split. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit over A tier. Actually, no, this depends on your goal. So this can be between a little bit over upper lower or under upper lower. All right, it just depends on your goal. All right, if you're trying to maximize your strength, again, it's kind of like power building and upper lower combined. All right, so you just combine these two and you're going to basically get that. If you're doing power up or lower, it's basically just gonna be the upper lower split again, except it's gonna be more bench press, squats, and deadlift focus. Okay, so this is really good if you're trying to maximize your strength in those certain areas while still having good frequency and balance that upper lower gives you. So actually, I'm gonna put this in B tier because I actually think power building is gonna be better for this. Okay, if you're trying to build better strength, I think power building is gonna be better than that. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. All right. Next, we have full body. Now, this is really good if you're trying to maintain a physique. Okay, so if you're trying to build a lot of muscle, right? This might not be the best split for you, but this is really good for beginners or for people who are trying to maintain physique. So if you're trying to get in that newbie game phase, full body is really good for beginners or people who are trying to maintain the physique. So actually, I'm gonna put this in A tier because this is actually really solid. So if it's like your first year in the gym, I recommend you hit like full body twice, 2 to 3 times a week. Okay. And then if you're at a point, so let's say you're 25 and you've got your dream physique, you don't want it to get any bigger, you don't want to get any smaller. Then you start doing full body like twice a week and you just consistently do that and focus on other things. Now, of course, if you just love going to the gym all the time, of course, you don't gotta do this. But if you're just trying to maintain a good physique, full body will definitely do. If you're trying to start, full body will definitely do. Of course, you can still stick to these other splits, but full body is really solid. All right. Now, interior posterior, this is a split where you hit basically the whole front of your body and the whole back of your body. So, for example, you would hit like chest, shoulders, biceps, your quads all in one day, and then the next day you'll hit like back, triceps, and glutes, and the next day calves, and the next day. So this is pretty good. It's kind of like upper lower, except a little bit different. So I'm gonna put this at the top of B tier. All right, this is really good for maximizing your gains in the gym. All right, you can do this like 3 times a week if you really want to. So this is a really good split. So these are the rankings right here. D tier, we have the bro split. C tier, we have the Arnold split. B tier, we have power up or lower as the worst. Then push pull legs, then power building, then interior posterior is the best. At A tier, we have full body. I really love full body for just trying to maintain a physique. So if you're at a stage in life where you want to maintain, full body is the way to go. Upper lower is really good for getting a better frequency. In the athlete hybrid split, this is going to be really good for trying to maximize your athleticism, aesthetics, and strength. And if you want to learn more about that, just click top link in the description to check out my program. I know I'm like every other YouTuber you watch where they say, oh, go apply for my coaching, one-on-one coaching, and I'm going to get you the best physique possible. It's going to be $1,000. I'm not going to be like that. So instead of it being coaching, I might do coaching in the future, but instead of it being coaching, just a course, it's just a guide. It's only $50 right now, so it's really cheap. So you guys can check that out for more details. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you found this video valuable, drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can never miss an upload. And comment down below what split you currently do and what split do you think you want to do if this video changed your mind. All right, so hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one.